Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Sihle Zikalala admits that the country might have not given infrastructure development investment the necessary attention. He says this might have resulted in some backlogs in the infrastructure projects meant to help address electricity provision challenges. Zikalala was speaking at the Unesco 9th Africa Engineering Week and 7th Africa Engineering Conference. Ziniko Mhlaba reports.
The UNESCO Engineering Conference took place and was kicked off today with the Deputy President Paul Mashatile opening the conference alongside the Public Infrastructure, Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Sihle Zikalala. Key of the things that they both mentioned is the importance of investing in infrastructure investment. Let's get a sense of how crucial that is and what's the attitude of government in terms of ensuring that there's greater visible investment in infrastructure projects, especially when it comes to engineering. Minister, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Your department is at the center of engineering in this country, especially when it comes to building world-class infrastructure. Talk to us about the importance of this.
It is important that engineering as a discipline is supported because it is critical in the development of infrastructure. South Africa has pledged to ensure the development of quality infrastructure as we go forward. Number of areas have no infrastructure because they were not provided with infrastructure prior 1994. But right now we are faced with a challenge of aging infrastructure, which is because of the lack of maintenance. And we are insisting that all organs and departments that are responsible for infrastructure should have a dedicated allocation for infrastructure maintenance. But thirdly, as we go through, we have been faced with a challenge of the climate change. And climate change poses a risk and dangers. And we've seen a number of areas in the country suffering from floods and everything of that nature. So we are saying let us build better in a way that is resilient to the changing climate environment. It is important that we take, therefore, innovation into the picture. And as we go along, we believe that this is one discipline that must be supported. It is core. And that's why I emphasize that, yes, it is good to invest in a number of faculties, but the discipline of infrastructure has a lot to grow the economy and the infrastructure. The discipline of engineering.
Minister, South Africa is faced with different problems, whether, as you mentioned, the disasters that are taking place that have been wreaking havoc in KZN, some parts of the eastern part of the Eastern Cape, but also when it comes to our power challenges, at the core of that is infrastructure. As we've seen in the past 10 years, a lot of investment has been directed towards building power stations. Do you think maybe we've left it for too late in terms of waking up and realizing that infrastructure actually is very, very important, especially in dealing with the problems I just mentioned now?
We have left it to be too late to invest sufficiently in building the capacity of our power stations. But we must not forget that we have spent a lot of effort in trying to address the backlog that was there, because a number of areas had no electricity prior 1994. And if you will see now, we have advanced in terms of connectivity provision of electricity. And the problem we made was that the generation, which is the grid, we have not built the capacity, and that is what currently is being done. And that's why through the Minister of Electricity, a decision has been taken that some of the power stations that were going to be shut down as part of transition are not going to be shut down immediately. Their lifespan will be prolonged. The intention is to ensure that we keep on light and don't go through the transition in the dark.
That's Minister Sihle Zikalala, responsible there for infrastructure and public works here in South Africa, also outlining how his department is playing a key role, or should be playing a key role in ensuring that the core challenges that the country is faced with, such as electricity and general infrastructure in regards to bridges and roads, in light of the latest disasters we've been experiencing in the country for the past 2 years, that his department is well aware and is well involved in those things. So that's the situation here at the UNESCO Engineering Conference and also Engineering Week. So for the next 2 or 3 days or so, experts and ministers from government will be engaging with engineers and role players in the engineering sector in terms of seeking solutions to the problems that this country and the African continent is faced with. So that's it from us here in Pretoria. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziniko Mhlaba in Pretoria.